Hey, what's up, everybody? Crypto getting a little bit of a bounce here. Obviously, we were looking at this as A, right? Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, right? And then maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for C. And then we can continue to rock and roll. That's what I'm thinking here. If the low's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's possible, but we need to break back above that. If we come up here, we get rejected, we come down. Obviously, we want to see divergence there, right? But all in all, I'm looking at it very bullishly on the macro because at the end of the day, here's your base right down in here. You break out of the base, you back test it, you're building a base on top of this support. So the idea here is to get back to the retracement levels, and that's what I believe is going to happen. Now, it's going to take some time, right? Here's support, 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 right? We have a three-wave move back to support. This is a very good dollar cost averaging opportunity, in my opinion, right? Yes, we can go a little bit further down, but at the end of the day, that's, these are the areas we're looking at here. Bitcoin, we can see, looks like we're flagging out a little bit. We're pumping up, right? And look at that. We're flagging out. So maybe we got a little bit more downside, but all in all, once this is done, I think we're going to continue higher. Obviously get more complex. For example, we can go A, B, C, right? So 3, 3, 3, right? Could be a little bit more complex than it is, but the general idea is more upside. You could see very clearly, just focusing on this wave right here, right? We have a three-wave move working. So basically the idea here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then you have, let's say, 3 down, right? And then you can get 3 up, which we're not finished, to the upside, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So A, B, C, go. Here's your impulse, your wave 1, your wave 2. That's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is A, B, and C, right? It's a little bit different, but basically the same. Or you can say A, B, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C, right? Or even 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. W, X, Y, go. Impulse, flag out, go. That's what I think we're doing here. Now, unless something changes drastically, then right, if we start breaking below here and here, right, this is the area we want to stay above, right in here. So, as long as we are flagging out in here, oscillating nicely, none of these dumps like that, right? We don't want to see big dumps. We don't want to see big dumps. We don't want to see big dumps, right? We want to have nice oscillation. Obviously, the main idea for Bitcoin is that this is a fourth wave, and we should be seeing a fifth wave soon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're waiting for this, right? So that's the reality of the situation. But it could get a little bit more extended. You see this trend line right here, right? We can easily break that to the downside and then start to roll up, right? So be on the lookout for that. That would be the bearish scenario, sort of like a running flat. A, B, and C. A, B, C are running flat. Hold it here, continue higher. So, or like I said before, we flag out, we break out. But it could take a little bit of time. We have resistance, resistance, resistance. I mean, you know, it seems like it's curving back to the upside here. So yeah, let's just give it some time. The weekly close, the weekly candle. Look at that bullish. Look at that bullish weekly. I mean, that's bullish. Look at that. We have a bullish hammer candle for the weekly. The candle closes in less than 3 hours. So it's looking pretty bullish at the moment. Like I said, we had a big strong candle here. There's a good chance this candle comes down and retests it 50%. It's exactly what we did. So let's see if that is enough to hold it. The daily charts, real quick. You see, or which one was I looking at here? Was it the 4-day? Yeah, so look at the 4-day. You see the doji. So you see how we went up, right? Got rejected, and then we went down. As we went down, we printed this doji here. So this doji is not at the top, it's at the bottom. It's coming from a downtrend, and then we had the doji, which is a good sign, right? It's likely to push back to the upside. So that's pretty much it. XRP. You know, again, you got an impulse and you got a 3-wave move. We're flagging out. Impulse, flag out, let's go. I mean, it's seen better days, that's for sure. It doesn't look as nice as it used to, but you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So let's see if that's enough to hold the price here, just like it did there, right? Over here. So let's see if this is a bottom. If we keep going down, which I don't think so, but if we have a big move to the downside, as long as we hold this low, I think we're okay. So, you know, be on the lookout for a 3-way move and then maybe more downside like that. 3-way move, more downside. Could be a diag 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go higher, you know? So it's not really too clear yet, too confirmed. We're going to need, since we came down, we're going to need wave structure to see what the next move is. Typically it's to the upside, right? But if you look at the small time frames, for example, I mean, you're sort of doing something like this, maybe you pop the high, but ultimately you kind of drizzle back down and retest these lows. And then if we can get a push, right, then, you know, we can examine that. But in the meantime, I mean, we got to clear 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at the very least, let's see a 3-way move. If we get rejected here, then we can look at it differently, right? But that's kind of the idea there. So I think that's gonna do it for now. Like if we look at Avalanche, same thing. Look at that. We got the 3-way move. 1, 2, 3. Maybe it needs to be a little bit longer. Get back down to these support levels. Curl back up. Play around. Blast off. There's your white cough right there. So that's kind of how I'm thinking about AVAX. THETA. THETA was a little bit of a disappointment. Well, I mean, not disappointment, but I mean, I was kind of hoping we could, you know, if you, for example, like look at THETA right now, it's dumping, right? The whole thing is dumping, but then when you look at like Algorand, it's pumping, right? And that's probably because THETA was so resilient, it's staying up here. Like if I put THETA on side by side, no, No, there we go. Right, if I put theta side by side, you can see dumping, pumping. See what I mean? But in all fairness, we had an A, a B, we got back to the highs here. When theta did it, we had an A, a B, we only came halfway. So we had this big leg down, we only have a little leg here. So it makes sense it's probably finishing up. So let's look at the smaller time. So let's look at THETA from this perspective. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then we have 3 down, we have 3 up, and then we have 1, 2, 3 back down. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. Unless, of course, you know, we have W, X, Y, right? And that's how we're going to go. But unless, of course, it's something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this is A. This is B. And then we have 1, 2, 3. And then we get 4. And then we get 5 for C. A, B, C. And then we go higher. Somewhere down in here. Around that $4.80 area. $4.60 maybe. Hopefully that's not the case though. Hopefully it's more of a rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways breakout, right? Maybe a running flat. So we need 5 waves. I mean, technically, look at this, right? Here's your B wave, and then here's your A, B, C, right? Here's your 3-wave move, and you need 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get 5. Without breaking this low or this low. Play around a little bit. Let's go. So, all in all, I'm very bullish on it on the macro front. I mean, you can see this thing. Beautiful inverse head and shoulders here. So, once this 3-wave move finishes, I think we can get back up here and carry on. So, total 3. Like if you look at Dogecoin, I mean, look at Dogecoin. It's doing just fine, you know. Look at that. Dogecoin ripping to the upside, and some of the other ones are still dumping. So when you look at something like Doge, right, and the reason I'm looking at it is because it's a different chart. It looks like you have boom, boom, boom. Right? Now this could be flagging out to go higher. Or it could be A, B, and then we get C, and then go later on. Ethereum, Fetch. I mean, look at Fetch. We have a clearly, look at that. That's a clear 3-wave move there. Look at that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. And then we have A, B, and now we're getting C. Look at that. So once this thing's finished, it's probably going to rip to the upside. And in here we have sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe it's finished. I mean, look at the difference. Look at the way Fetch is moving up. Look at that. 1, 2. Right. Or you could say 1, A, B, C, like a running flat, and now it's kind of going up again, sort of like a bigger 3-wave move. Hopefully we get 4 and 5. But yeah, I want to see this thing get up here, pull back, and I'd like to long it. So yeah, I think it's getting better, right? Look at that. We got the 3-wave shape. That's exact. We were talking about that all through in here. Once that's finished, we need a 3-wave shape, and that's what we're getting. So I'm not saying it's completely finished yet, but we're almost getting there. That looks like a disaster. I mean, it just looks like a head and shoulders, and it looks like it just wants to break to the downside. Some of these coins look bad. Zcash is looking okay. Look at that. You had a big impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, and now look at that. You're pumping again. So we'll see how that plays out. ADA, same thing as theta, right? You come down, and then boom. So A, B, C, right? Back at the lows, building a base, eventually curl back up, play around, and go. Doesn't mean today, tomorrow, or next week. It could take a lot of time. It could even hit the low again and play around a little bit and then start to make its way back up. But ultimately, the direction is up here, is a retracement of that move. Theta Fuel also had a 3 waves up, 3 waves down. What comes next? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. You're going to need a 3-way move, right? Anytime you have a big dump like that, right? You have an A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You have 3 up, you have 3 down. Maybe you get 5 up or 3 up. But all in all, I'm expecting a retracement back to the upside. So basically, they're all the same. So anyways, that'll do it for this video. I put out a video. Has nothing to do with crypto. It was Trump on Joe Rogan talking about JFK files and UFOs and things like that. So if you want to hear my commentary on that, go ahead and check that video out. I just uploaded it. But anyway, that'll do it for this video. Let's see what happens this week, and I will catch you on the next one.